4 old Hollywood child stars with tragic life stories. 1. Mickey Rooney. In the 1930s, Rooney was the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. He went on to have the longest career ever. Rooney had 340 acting credits over 88 years. He began acting at 17 months in his parents' vaudeville. He was briefly married to Ava Gardner and lived like a king. But his popularity waned in the 1950s. In 1962, the actor had to file for bankruptcy. Rooney then entrusted his finances to his stepson, Chris Aber. This was the beginning of a long way down. In 1966, Rooney's wife, Barbara Ann Thomason, was found dead in her bed. Her lover, actor Milos Milos, was lying beside her. Milos had killed her and then himself with Rooney's own gun. Meanwhile, Chris Aber and his wife Christina spent all the money. Rooney claimed to be a victim of elder abuse. He got a restraining order against Chris and Christina. In turn, they blamed him for abusing his last wife, Jen Chamberlain. Rooney sold his home to settle his divorce with her. In 2013, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He tried to kill himself several times. Rooney died in 2014, owing medical bills and back taxes. His estate was valued at $18,000. 2. Judy Garland. At 16, Judy was cast as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. For the movie, she had to look younger than her years. The studio subjected her to a strict diet. She was only allowed soup, coffee, cigarettes, and pep pills. She developed an amphetamine habit. Studio head Louis B. Mayer used to grope Garland in his office. He called her "my little hunchback" for her height. Actors also often harassed the young girl on the set. While Garland was earning $500 a week, Mickey Rooney was on $5,000. In 1941, the 19-year-old girl tried to escape her mother's clutches. She married 30-year-old David Rose against Ethel's wishes. She became pregnant, but Rose insisted she get an abortion. Judy and David separated after 8 months and divorced in 1944. Her fourth husband, Mark Herron, was abusive. In Judy's later years, her health deteriorated. She had hepatitis and kidney disease. She was suffering from exhaustion and depression. In 1967, she was fired from the Valley of the Dolls. She had no money and performed in gay bars. Sometimes Judy slept at her fans' houses, having nowhere to go. She died of an overdose at 47. 3. Shirley Temple. Temple also had to deal with harassment on the set, but her biggest problem was getting paid. By 1936, Shirley was making $50,000 per movie, but her money was managed by her father George. George spent it on himself. Temple was only given about $13 a month in pocket money. Of the $3.2 million she earned, the actress only received $44,000. In 1945, Shirley married John Agar. He was an abusive alcoholic who kept cheating on her. Temple retired from film in 1950, aged 22. She later became a diplomat at the United Nations. 4. Scotty Beckett. Beckett began acting in movies at 4. He was surrounded by death. His parents died before Scotty turned 40. His former wife Sunny Vickers died at 39. His brother James died at 49. Beckett was often depressed as a result. He was arrested for DUI many times. In 1957, he was charged with trafficking 250 pep pills. Beckett's stepdaughters accused him of hitting them. Then he was charged with writing bounce checks.
Grow up and start acting like a man,
a judge told him. In 1962, Beckett tried to kill himself. He died 6 years later of a suspected overdose.